It's always fun times when I'm due a haircut and the fringe is a bit out of control. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you have not been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. Yeah, today I've got The Apartment Upstairs by Lesley Kara. Interesting with this one because I think I did one chapter and then my mum decided she needed something to read. I think it was when she'd broken her wrist and she was spending a bit of time in the hospital, so she was just like, I want a book to read to keep myself entertained. So then she went and read this, and then I finally got round to reading it. Physical book. This is what it looks like. I'll read the back of the blurb to you, because that's what I do. Scarlett's aunt lived and was brutally murdered in the apartment upstairs, but Scarlett is determined that life should return to some kind of normal, even if that means living with just a ceiling between her and the scene of such a devastating crime. After all, this is her home. She's safe here, isn't she? Dee is busy balancing her job as a funeral director with organising an event to mark the disappearance of her best friend 10 years ago. So she's got enough on her plate without worrying about the threatening messages that are appearing on her company's Facebook page. When Scarlett approaches Dee about planning her aunt's funeral, an unexpected link emerges between them. Together, the two women could uncover secrets that have long been buried, even while someone wants to stop them digging. I will say, when I got to the end of this book and everything started to link together, I just looked at my mum and went, I wasn't expecting that. And she was like, yeah, neither was I. So, yeah, you're seeing from the point of view of Scarlett and Dee. Scarlett's aunt lived in the apartment upstairs and was brutally murdered by her partner. Or at least that's how it appears, by the boyfriend. And yeah, it's one of those ones that's like, how do I get started on the connection between these two stories? Basically, the person in common is the missing girl. Because when Scarlett is trying to plan her aunt's funeral and she meets Dee at this alternative funeral arrangement, Scarlett then finds out that her aunt, who was a teacher, taught Dee and Dee's business partner, but then also the missing girl. And that is where the connections start to be formed. Scarlett has Emmy and walks with the aid of a walking... Is it a walking stick or is it just crutches? I can't quite remember. But yeah, she has aid with getting around the house. She's on painkillers a lot of the time. And when you see her with her brother and her father, there is lots of not expecting her to be able to do things for herself. And Scarlett is just like, no, I may be ill, but ultimately I can look after myself. And so there is, especially with her brother seems to think that she is more laid up than she is, but Scarlett wants to be independent. Her house was transformed for her to be able to live in it by herself, which she does. As you see her relationship with her brother and her father, especially when everybody gets together to arrange the funeral for the aunt, you just see a bit of a abnormal power dynamic going on, and there's lots of question marks over her brother and her father as more things start to come out about the aunt and the possible connection to the missing girl. On the other side of things, you've got Dee and her business partner. Is it Lindsay, the business partner? Yeah, Dee and Lindsay. And towards the beginning of the book, Dee and Lindsay get a very bad review about their business, which they cannot connect the name of the user who left the review to any of the funerals or memorials that they have organised, and so they're trying to work out why somebody might have a grudge against their company. And so, yeah, that feels like a very separate story in there, but it does help to uncover things as you find out the connection between these two stories and the missing girl. Yeah, so Dee and Lindsay went to school with the missing girl. They are part of memorials for on the day that the friend went missing, because it was Gina, their friend from school, that went missing. Through their business, they organise memorials for Gina on the day that she went missing, because they've never had any explanation to what happened to Gina. and so they are hoping that one day they will get answers. And through the pages of the book, you start to get more answers about Gina through the connection to Scarlett's Aunt Rebecca. This is one hell of a puzzle to put together, because as I said, when I got to the end, I was just like, I had absolutely no idea. Like, there's not really many hints, really, as to where it's going to end up, because it's one of those ones that comes out a little more out of left field. Not to say that that was like jarring or in a bad way, it's just like as you start to add everything up, it's just like, hang on a second. Wait, what? But yeah, I find it really clever as you do start to put some of the puzzle pieces together. I have read a book by Lesley Kara before. I might have read more than one actually, but I always remembered The Rumour by Lesley Kara, which was, I think that was the one that was about rumours about a child killer being stationed in their town. I say stationed, you know, when killers get new identities, not allowed to carry on with the rest of their lives after they've finished their sentence. And there's lots of rumours about somebody in their town being protected, and they basically, in that book, they suspect the wrong person. And that was a book that also had a twist on the final page as well, so I was wondering how twisty this was going to be. There were a good share of twists. It wasn't quite like The Rumour in like doing it on the final page, but when everything starts to come, it does feel like one of those twists where you're just like, hang on a second, just as everything really does come out and the police are just like, we're going to ask the question that nobody has asked yet. Yeah, it was that bit when I looked over at my mum, was just like, you won't believe where I've got to. Because because it was a lovely day yesterday, it was really warm, so I sat out in the garden reading this while my dad and my niece were playing badminton, and yeah, it was nice just to read quickly, because I haven't read this in a while, and so it was just like, right, I know what's happening, because this was my theatre book, but then I injured my leg and so I've been off work for a couple of weeks. It even got a little quote on the front from Shari LaPena, and I love Shari LaPena's books. She was actually recommended to me by a friend at work, so yeah, thanks for that, mate. It was the whole thing, the crime scene's too close to home. It takes multiple attempts for Scarlett to finally get the courage to go up into the flat upstairs where her aunt lived, and it's the fact that because of the terms of like the will and things, Scarlett and her brother are executors, is that the word? Of the will, and technically own the building, because it's her flat and then her aunt's flat upstairs. And then they've also got like this house in the garden as well, and there's points when Scarlett's brother turns up and she's just like, you can't go up there, you can't take things out of the flat, because, you know, if the police find out, you can get into real trouble. And he's just there going, oh, what's me just popping in for a bit and moving stuff about? And she's like, no, but you're breaking the law by going and searching for things in the flat. And that's when you start to suspect things with the brother, because he keeps trying to get into the aunt's flat to look for something, and you're just like, what is he trying to find? And that's what Scarlett does. She's just like, he's trying to find something. There's already been something that she's found accidentally, which was a manuscript for a book with a card in it, which had the missing girl's name in it, which was how they found out connection between Rebecca and Gina in the first place. I'm going to tread very carefully now, because I don't want to go into full-on spoiler territory. But yeah, it's once you've got that connection and trying to figure out how well Rebecca and Gina actually knew each other as a teacher and a student, and how that unlocks the rest of the story. But yeah, I found it very clever. It was very edge of my seat type stuff. Like, I didn't want to put it down as I was getting really into it. So it's just like, I was reading it in the garden while my niece was playing badminton with my dad. I was even reading it while we had Mufasa, the new Lion King film, on, and it was just like, right, I'm going to get through this book before we go over to my sister's to get the takeaway that we can have. It was just so good. It was so clever. It was so much fun trying to put the pieces together of like, I couldn't understand the connection, and then you've also got the story with the threatening messages and the bad reviews that the company is getting, And so, yeah, it's seeing how that all comes together, and Scarlett and Dee's friendship as the funeral directors are arranging Rebecca's funeral. It was a very good thriller. I very much enjoyed it. It does feel like one that would lend itself to like a made-for-TV film, but yeah, I found it very enticing, and as everything started to like come together, it was just like, oh my god, where is this going? I was looking at it just thinking, did I just read what I thought I read and I had to reread it? But yeah, I very much enjoyed this book. Very suspenseful, really had me on the edge of my seat as things were starting to like really lock into place to like all the connections and everything. Yeah, The Apartment Upstairs, Lesley Kara. If you like your murder mysteries like me, this is definitely one. Oh, it's even got a quote from T.M. Logan on the back. I thank my T.M. Logan. T.M. Logan said, "A powerful, compelling tale about dark secrets that won't stay buried." Yeah. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this. If you like your thrillers, if you like your murder mysteries, if you like something that's a bit twisty-turny, this is for you, I tell you. But yeah, so I've got 5 episodes of Station 19 to watch, and then I'm all caught up. Like, because this season is the last season, and it's only 10 episodes, so I'm halfway through it. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can watch the rest of that today. I've had a walk today, my first walk out of the house since I injured my knee, and it was painful, but I did feel my leg loosening up as I went through. But when I got home, it was just like, and I took the support off, it was like, but yeah, I'm using some more painkillers now actually, so I'll probably go do that and do some exercises while watching the next episodes of Station 19. So yeah, this is the week I'm getting ready to go back to work, so I've gone slightly stir crazy. But yeah, building up that strength in my knee and my leg again, and I've got a physio appointment tomorrow for my second one, so I'm looking forward to that because he felt like such a miracle worker just on that first one. So yeah, I'll be going back to him until I've got full movement back. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I do know that more than half of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So go on, it doesn't take much effort to click on the subscribe button, and if you want to know exactly the moment I upload, you can click on those little bell notifications as well to find out the exact moment that the video is uploaded. I've been getting more recommendations from people in comment videos, so that's very exciting. I've just downloaded 2 books on the recommendation of somebody. I'm very much looking forward to reading those and shouting out the person who gave me those recommendations. They said it was akin to some Stephen King stories, so I'm very interested to start these books. Yeah, so thank you. I will see you next time with another video. Stay safe. I love you all. Goodbye.